Good morning, my dear students. This is my second lecture on chopper, that is DC to DC converter. So today we are first going to discuss the different quadrant operation of chopper. So already I have said in the last lecture that they are classified into 5 types. That means the type A chopper, that is the first quadrant chopper, type B chopper or the second quadrant chopper, type C chopper or 2 quadrant type A chopper, type D chopper, that is 2 quadrant type B chopper, and type E chopper, that is all the 4 quadrants will be operational. Now let us see one by one how they are operated. So before going to that, let us first study the boost chopper. So obviously boost means stepping up. So the output voltage is more than the input voltage by several times. So an inductor L is used to provide a smooth input current. The SCRS is acting as a switch which works in the pulse width modulation mode. When the S is on, L is connected to the supply, so the load voltage VL jumps instantaneously to VI. But though L increases linearly and stores energy. When S is open, the current collapses and the energy stored in L is transferred to C through D. The induced voltage across the inductor reverses and adds to the source voltage, increasing the output voltage. The current that was flowing through S now flows through L, D and C to the load. The energy stored in the inductor is released to the load. So that means when this S is closed, the diode D becomes reverse biased. So let us study the circuit. So let us be Vs, or it is Vi rather. So let the switch be not over here, rather I am having a source E over here, and this is an RL circuit, RLE load. Okay. Now instead of here, the chopper switch will be located over here. So now as this switch S is closed, what will happen? Due to this battery E, current will flow through the switch like this. So remember, this is the chopper switch over here now. So as current progresses, the lower plate of the inductor will be positive and the upper plate will be negative. And the inductor, the direction of the current through the inductor will be like this. So when the switch is open, what will the inductor try? The inductor will try to maintain the same direction of the current. And what will the potential of the load? So it will be E plus L di dt. And the value of E and L will be chosen in such a way so that this value is greater than Vi. So as soon as this value will become greater than Vi, the current will flow back to the supply. So V output is always higher than V input, as the polarity of the inductor voltage is same as Vi. If the inductor is very large, the source current I1 is ripple free and it is considered to be constant. So another function of an inductor is to minimize the ripples. So V output is equal to Vi plus VL. So the output voltage is equal to input voltage plus load voltage. So V output is always higher than the input voltage, as the polarity of the inductor voltage VL is same as Vi. So that what is the power loss during T on? So W1 is equal to Vi into T on. So what about V off? It should be equal to V0 minus Vi into I1 into T off. So what we can do is, by the law of conservation of energy, we can equate these two equations and we can land over here this particular equation. By changing sides, we will get V1 into 1 by 1 minus D. So V output is reduced to Vi into 1 by 1 minus D. So D is always less than 1. So what will be 1 minus D? So 1 minus D will also be equal to less than 1. So if the denominator over here is less than 1, so what about V output? V output should be greater than Vi, and hence it is a step up or boost type chopper. I hope it is clear now. So this is another type of chopper, that is the buck boost chopper. So it combines both the concept of the step up and the step down choppers, and the output voltage is either higher or lower than the input voltage. So that's why it is a buck boost chopper. So V output may be greater than V input, or V output may be less than the V input. The output polarity can also be reversed. The switch can either be an SCR, GTO, or an IGBT. When AC is on, D is reverse biased and ID becomes 0. The voltage across L is equal to the input voltage. The capacitor supplies energy to the output load. The current through the inductor increases linearly with time. With S off, the source is disconnected. The current through the inductor does not change instantaneously, and it forward biases the diode, providing a path for the load current, and the output voltage becomes equal to the inductor voltage. So let us study the circuit. So when the switch is open, what will happen? This is a reverse bias diode, so current cannot flow in this direction, no, but the current can flow like this. So during its course, what will happen? The point of entry of the current is like this. So the top plate of the, or the top terminal of the inductor will be positively charged, and the bottom will be negatively charged, and the current will have a chance to go through C, through the load. And you see the polarity of C is becoming negative. So what will be the load voltage? That will be negative, because the point of entry is positive and the exit is negative. So now here, what about, there are two phenomena. One is on the left hand side of the diode and another is on this side of the diode. So here the capacitor voltage is Vc, and what about this voltage? This voltage is V in plus L di dt. So now when Vc is less than V in plus L di dt, this diode D is reverse biased. Why? Because this polarity is greater than this polarity, so it will be reverse biased. And what about the output voltage? The output voltage will be less than the input voltage. So this is a step down phenomenon. But if the switch is adjusted in such a way so that Vc becomes greater than V input, so what will happen? This diode will become forward biased, and what will happen? The power can flow back to the source and it will act as a step up chopper. That means V output is greater than V input. So what about V output? The value of V output is equal to Vi d by 1 minus d. So that means if the value of d is less than 0.5, so prior to that let us do one calculation. So V output equal to Vi d by 1 minus d. So what will be the boundary conditions? V output is equal to V input, so they will get cancelled. So 1 minus d equal to d. So 2d is equal to 1. That means d equal to 0.5. That means when the duty cycle is 0.5, V output is equal to V input. But if it is less than 0.5, so what will happen? So let us take one case. V output is equal to V input into, let it be 0.4. So what will be the denominator? 0.6. So that means this is less than 1. So V output is less than V input. That means all the values below 0.5, it will be acting as a step down or buck chopper. So if it is greater than 0.5, what will happen? V output is equal to V input. Now let us take the value of d as 0.6. So it will be 0.6 by, what will be the denominator? 0.4, 1 minus d. So what will be this value? It is greater than 1. So that means V output is greater than V input. So if you take any value above 0.5, you will see that V output is greater than Vi, or it is acting as a boost chopper. So depending on the value of the switching, that means the duty cycle, it can act as a buck boost chopper. It can either act as a buck chopper, it can either act as a boost chopper. So now let us come to the example of type A chopper. That means the first quadrant chopper operation. So in this type of chopper, you see, it is the normal step down chopper. So when the switch is closed, power will flow from the supply through the load and back to the supply. So what will be the direction of the current downwards? What will be the polarity? Like this. So this is positive, and the downward direction of the current through the load, it is also taken as positive. So it is a first quadrant operation. This is a step down chopper. We have already studied this circuit. So it is restricted to the first quadrant and it is known as Q1. So V output is positive and I output is also positive. So now here I will explain the circuit. So this is a step up chopper, or it is a boost chopper, you can say. So here you can see that there is a chopper switch. It is connected like this. I have also explained this circuit during the boost conversion. So here it is E, and in series to E, that means in the load side we have an inductor L, and the chopper can be operated accordingly. So at t equal to 0 you are making the switch on. What will happen? Due to this E, current will flow like this. The load terminal will be positive and the upper terminal will be negative. So now if it has to return back to the supply, that means if you make it forward biased, the polarity of the inductor will be reversed. So that means E plus L di dt. So when E plus L di dt is greater than Vs, what will happen? Power can go back to the source. So that means the direction of the current is now on the upwards. But what about the polarity? The polarity will remain as it is. That means V output is positive and I output becomes negative. So it is shifted to the second quadrant and it is a type B chopper. So now let us describe the chopper. The load contains a DC source like E battery. When the chopper is on, it drives a current through L and R in the direction opposite to that shown in the figure. During the on period of the chopper, the inductor L stores energy. When the chopper is off, D conducts and the part of the energy stored in the inductor L is returned to the supply. The average output voltage is positive and the average output current is negative. So in this chopper, the power flows from the source to the load and the output current is negative. Class B chopper is used for regenerative braking of the DC motor. Why? Because I told you that during regenerative braking, power flows back to the supply, saving some energy. So it is known as regenerative braking. So this is a step up chopper. So V output is greater than Vs for this type of the operation. It has to be satisfied. I have already explained. What is V output? E plus L di dt. So this is known as type C chopper. So it has two switches, CH1 and CH2. So initially CH1 is on and CH2 is off. So that means I will keep constantly CH2 off in the entire duration and I will operate this CH1. That means I will make it on for some time and I will make it off for some time. So you forget the CH2. So that means what will be the circuit from positive through CH1 when it is on, through the load, back to the supply when it is on, and when it is off, the stored energy in the inductor will flow like this. So CH1 and FD, that means this FD will act as the quadrant 1 operation, that means a step down chopper. So that means if I examine CH1 is on and D2, this will be the operating region in the graph. Now let us do the opposite thing. Let us forget CH1 and let us operate CH2. So when CH2 is on, this will be the flow of current from the E, because you see positive cannot connect to the load because this diode is reverse biased. So this will be the direction of the current, and the load voltage will be E plus L di dt when this switch becomes off, and this stored energy in the inductor plus E, that will flow back to the supply. That means it is a type B operation. It is a combination of type A and type B chopper. So the direction of the current shifts from positive to negative, but the output voltage direction is same. So this is the two quadrant operation of the chopper, and you can see that this is the discharge path. Here the I becomes negative. But what about V0, V output? The V output is positive. So let us describe this type of chopper. So the class C chopper is a combination of class A and class B choppers in parallel. When CH1 is on and the freewheeling diode is conducting, they together operate as a type A chopper, that means first quadrant. When CH2 is on and D2 is conducting, operating together, it is operating as a type B chopper or a second quadrant operation. When CH1 is on, the load current is positive. The output voltage is equaling to the V, and the load receives power from the source. When CH1 is off, the energy stored in the inductor L forces the current to flow through the diode D2, and the output voltage becomes 0. The current continues to flow in the positive direction. When CH2 is triggered, the voltage E forces the current to flow in the opposite direction through L and CH2, and the output voltage becomes 0. So on turning off CH2, the energy stored in the inductance drives the current through the diode D1, and the supply output voltage is V, and the input current becomes negative and power flows from the load to the source. That means it is the second quadrant operation. So the average output voltage is positive because of the presence of the freewheeling diode. The average output current can take both positive and negative voltage. So it is a two quadrant operation. The chopper CH1 and CH2 should not turn on simultaneously, as it will result in short circuiting the supply edge. So this is a very important precaution one should take. So class C chopper can be used for both DC motor control and regenerative braking of DC motor. So type C chopper can be used as a step up or step down chopper. You can say it is a buck and the boost converter also. Now it is called type D or two quadrant type B chopper. So again it is, you can see, more or less an H type circuit due to this arrangement. So you can see in this leg there is a switch CH1 and the diode D1 here, just opposite diagonally it is CH2, and here diagonally it is D2. So the principle of operation is that CH1 and CH2 should be on together and off together. They should not be on and off individually. It is just opposite to the type C chopper. In type C chopper, CH1 and CH2 should not simultaneously be on, but here it has to be simultaneously on. So what happens when CH1 and CH2 is on? The power flow is like this. So the load voltage becomes positive, the left part, and the right part becomes negative. And remember, there is an inductor L in series with the load, which is like this. And the battery is also there because it is a motor. And what is the load type of a motor? It is an RLE load. In all the cases it is true. But what will happen as soon as they are turned off? So as soon as they are turned off, if this was the inductor, the polarity would be reversed. And what will happen? Current will originate from the positive terminal. It will flow through the diode, through the supply like this. That means the direction of the current is always from left to right, but the polarity is reversed now. It is like this. So initially it was like this, now it is like this. So V0 shifts from first quadrant to fourth quadrant, that means on the negative side, while I0 is on the positive x-axis. So again this case is here, that means alpha is greater than 0.5, it will lie in the first quadrant. If alpha is less than 0.5, it will lie in the fourth quadrant. And these are the waveforms. So it actually comes from this particular equation. That means V0, I will just explain over here. So V0, what will be the value? It will be a positive value when it is on for a particular time, but it will be a negative value because power is returning back to the source. It will get a negative value, minus Vs into T on by, or T off by T. That means the off time is important over there. So from this equation you will get, if you take Vs by T common, you will be getting T on minus T off. So now if you simplify Vs by T, to T on minus T. So Vs is equal to 2 minus 2 into alpha minus 1, that is equal to V0. So if V0 is equal to Vs, that means it is the boundary condition. That means it is equal to 1 is equal to 2 alpha minus 1. That means this is for the BD, or the boundary condition, BDC. So what about alpha? Alpha is equal to 1. So Vs is equal to T on minus T off. So what is T off? So T off is equal to T minus T on. So if you replace this by T minus T on, that means when T on is greater than T off, you will get a positive value. When T on is less than T off, you will get a negative value, obviously. If T on is greater than T off, this becomes positive. and when T on is less than T off, it becomes negative. So what about when this becomes equal? It will become 0. So this is the example realistically. So in the circuit we are just replacing this by a motor, but this is the back EMF E, this is the armature resistance R, and this is the armature inductance L. So that means when T1 and T2 are on, the power will flow through the DC motor like this. That means the speed and torque that will increase. But when the motor is no longer required, what I will do? I will just turn off these two thyristors. So what will happen? There will be diodes over here, and the stored energy here will return back through the diodes like this. I will just explain here again for the negative or regenerative braking path. So let these be the diodes. So when these two switches become off, the polarity of the inductor will reverse and it will flow through the diode like this. That means the motor will then slow down, so omega will decrease, and the power is returned back to the supply. You can see this is known as regenerative braking. So this part I have just now explained, that is the regenerative braking part. Now comes the last part, that is the 4-quadrant chopper operation. So it consists of 4 switches and 4 diodes in anti-parallel. The number of choppers is done corresponding to their quadrant operation. When CH1 and CH4 are triggered, the output current I0 flows in the positive direction through CH1 and CH4 when the output voltage V0 is equal to Vs. So this is the first quadrant operation. So when CH1 and CH4 are both off, the energy stored in the inductor drives I0 through D2 and D3 in the same direction, but the output voltage becomes negative. So therefore the chopper operates in the 4th quadrant. So now here, when CH2 and CH3 are triggered, the current I0 flows in the opposite direction and the output voltage becomes negative. So both I0 and V0 are negative and the chopper operates in the 3rd quadrant. So when both CH2 and CH3 are off, the load current continues to flow in the same direction, and D1 and D4 and the output voltage becomes V, that means positive. So the 2nd quadrant operation is there, V0 is positive and I0 is negative. So let us see the circuit over here. So you just have to remember, it is all the 4 quadrants of operation is there. It is the most flexible type of chopper, which is called the type E chopper. So you can make the output voltage and the current by operating the different switches. There are 4 switches over here, this one, this one, this one and this one. By proper combination, the combinations are given over here. You can shift the quadrant of operation from Q1 to Q2, Q1 to Q3, or Q1 to Q4. So Q1, when it is in Q1, it is known as forward motoring or FM. In the 2nd quadrant, it is known as reverse motoring. Sorry, it is known as forward braking, FB. The third quadrant is called reverse motoring, and the fourth quadrant is called reverse braking. So diagonally they are just becoming, if this is forward motoring in Q1, in Q3 it is reverse motoring. If Q2 is forward braking, Q4 is becoming reverse braking. So it is a diagonal fashion. So here all the four quadrants of operation is possible. So these are the different combinations are possible. So in first quadrant it is operating as a step down chopper. In the second quadrant it is known as a step up mode, but it has to be an E over there, and which is already it is having, that is the back EMF of the machine. In the third quadrant it is again a step down chopper, and in the fourth quadrant it is acting as a step up chopper. So the different directions and the operations are explained over here. At each quadrant we have studied individually in the other classes. So you have to remember that which switch I am making on at which time. That quadrant matrix you have to remember. If you remember that, then the operation will be clear to you. So again, what are the different methods of commutation? There are two types of commutation over here. One is the forced commutation, that means which we have studied in the commutation techniques, and another is the load commutation. So these type of commutation techniques are employed in the chopper. In forced commutation we have voltage commutation or the current commutation, and in the load commutation it is commutated by the load itself due to the nature of the load circuit. Because chopper is a DC circuit and you have to apply forced commutation techniques over here, because it is not operated by AC, and AC does not have the natural zero crossing. So that's all about chopper. These are the references given over here. If you have any queries, you can post in the Google Classroom. You can call me, or you can arrange a doubt clearing session. Thank you.